Undervalued altcoins for 2021. Let's start off with Zilliqa. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, hit that bell button, like and leave a comment. It really does help. So, hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? Zilliqa, one of my top holds, my biggest hold in altcoins. Not financial advice, but I really like it. We've got to talk about it on this one, this whole series. So there's going to be 5 different parts. This is part 1. 4 more coins to come. Some of them I won't hold, but this is one that I do hold. I'm very open with it in terms of what I hold and how I hold it and what I stake and where to stake it. Yeah. Anyways, I want to talk about it. So, is it undervalued? I think massively. I'm going to go over the reasons why I think it's undervalued, what it is, and ultimately when you can literally get in safely. Cool. So, 323 million market cap. I think that is tiny. Decent supply, decent total supply. It's got a maximum supply as well. There's all kinds of different, documentation to say what they're doing with their supply. So just have a little read in terms of their ecosystem. But it came out at one of the worst times in my opinion. It came out with a lot of hype at the time. So 2018, pre-bull run, projects were going mental, right? So every ICO, yeah, let's get him. The market dumped, right? We know it. And this was the first project that came out with sharding. Yes, the first. It is almost here, ready to go. Yay. So, you often see with projects that they are often notably talked up a lot, right? The Mona Lisa, when you got this big white paper with a lot of information, it's like, oh my god, that's going to be amazing. In reality, what they bring out, shit, right? Zilliqa's at the point of being fully operational very, very, very soon, and it's going to solve one of the biggest problems in the space, Ethereum. We're going to explain that in a minute, so just wait there. You'll probably get a bit of a shock in a minute if you don't know this information. So, Zilliqa claims to be the first world public blockchain entirely on the sharding network. That's what gave it that big, massive hype. It went to all-time high very, very quickly at 23 cents, right? I know, we're 20 cents down from that point. And that was just due to hype and stuff. They've been building a lot in the last 2 and a bit years. A lot. And we're going to explain one thing that's going to come out very, very soon that's going to change the game. Now, most people don't know this. I don't hold much Ethereum because I think it's pretty shit. It's like stupidly expensive. And I like to use a bit of a method called the piggyback method, where I like to look for better versions of said coin and to basically get the gains. Adapt or die, right? I look at Ethereum in terms of its phase right now, it's totally behind. Like when you consider the fact that it had problems in 2017 and then this year it's had problems again with the exact same thing, it's like, could you not have done that 3 years ago, man? Come on. But this is where we're going with it. So there's going to be a few phases coming out. Phase 0 is starting today on Ethereum, right? So this, phase 0. Yes, I know. Basically, everything is going to be fully functional in 2022. I know. Scary, isn't it? So, you then got phase 1. You got phase 1.5. And you got phase 2. So we're looking at probably 2022 that Ethereum will be the same as what Zilliqa is right now, at this right in second. Doesn't make sense, does it? So, why do I think this is undervalued? Well, because of that. When you think we could be on the crust, essentially, of falling off the edge into a mega alt season, a mega hype spike in Ethereum, what does that bring? A lot of ERC20 tokens, a lot of ERC tradable assets, Uniswap shite on all other networks, clogging up the network. What's going to happen? Very expensive Ethereum for sending anything, right? Brave browser, it's as much use as a chocolate fireguard right now, and it really is, because you are getting those gains every month. You're getting about 6 or 7 back. You're like, yes. You lose about 5 of them when you go and transfer it out. And it's like, what's the point of it? It's just literally like putting something that is meltable in front of a fire and it just goes, just disappears, right? Those fees are a massive, 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 massive problem. It also takes a lot of time. If you're sending small fees because you're a bit of a tight ass, like me, I'm a northerner in the UK, you're never going to get that transaction through. This solves that problem, and I'm going to explain why in a bit. So stick around because there's something big coming. So if you've never heard of Zilliqa, as I've already said, essentially it is like Ethereum 2.0 right now in terms of its utility, in terms of its high throughput blockchain, its cheap fees, its speed, its sharding. Huge. Proof of work as well. No. POS. Come on, we're gone for it. So currently right now, Ethereum is going from POW to POS, which is why it's taken forever. This started on the POS system. You can stake it. It's great. And ultimately, very, very exciting. So moving on. Hi. Cool. Check it out. It is obviously an enterprise blockchain, as you can see there. It is going to be very, very interesting to see how this fares up in the next year, in my opinion. That's why I think it is majorly undervalued. Now, let's talk about the ecosystem. Hello. There's a few dApps on here. Unstoppable Domains, you've got Ocean Rumble and Superplayer. You've obviously got the stake inside of the Open Finance, the DeFi, Uniswap, yay, ZilPay, yay, and most importantly, the staking. Yoo-hoo. Now, you've got exchanges. Now, the actual USD version, as in the stable coin of Binance, is currently using this blockchain as well. You've got all kinds of different transactions throughout with regards to other exchanges. And then you've obviously got this, which is coming out very, very soon, which is an exchange based in Singapore, I think. And then you've got Mintable. So there's all kinds there, ecosystem. Staking. We have got a staking website. You can do it on Atomic Wallet. You can do it on all kinds of other different wallets. Can't remember which ones. Moonlet, that's another one. And then this is the one I use. Ultimately, it's pretty good. You can put your own address in there. You can see what you're doing. This is what's currently happening. Basically 18.5%. And there's 26.4% of the supply currently staked. There's a lot of people staking this, and it is great returns. It really is good returns when you compare it to the likes of what Cardano is, other networks and stuff like that. This is pretty damn decent. It is also a button click. It's very, very easy. Now, moving on to what the important part of this video was. That little use case of Ethereum being pretty shit in terms of I want to send you with Ethereum, it's going to cost you a $5 and a handshake and maybe a hand wash because it's going to be pretty disgusting really when you think about it. Now, Binance-backed BUSD is coming to obviously the blockchain. I just mentioned that. That's cool. But there's something within this which is even more important. An Ethereum bridge to connect Zilliqa and Ethereum together in a directional manner. So, tokens can move from either chain and to the other. It will not just be limited to enabling BUSD functionality, but also extends to ERC20 tokens built on the Ethereum network and ultimately also on the Zilliqa network. That page has died. Great. Go away. Bear with me. Why has it died? Anyways, moving on. So with that, you can trade your ERC20 tokens, your Uniswap shite, on the likes of Zil Swap, and obviously using that chain if you so wish to. It is very, very expensive. You can be able to benefit from this, low speed, low transactions. Oh, so that is very, very important when you think about it. So when you think to yourself, right, I want to buy X, Y, and Z coin, whatever it could be, but it's on the ERC20 networks. Oh my God, that is really, really expensive. Well, I could just use Zilliqa. The token flow from that into the Zilliqa ecosystem will be very, very good in my overall opinion. Now moving on to reports. There's a lot of reports coming out recently. This is another one. This is Altcoin Trader Handbook. I think it's Nick Patel who's done this. Got quite a big following. Just read it recently. Really, really good report, and he rates it really, really high. He actually rates it quite higher than I ever expected. And well, yeah, I think it's 9 out of 10. Bear with. Feel free to just have a little look at these. You can just, if you put in Google Zilliqa reports, you'll find all kinds of different things. But it's massive. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Full grading, all kinds of stuff like that in terms of how it all works. So people are rating it in terms not so much what it is, it's more the fact of what it aims to achieve. Its fundamentals, the fact that it's got an actual use case that fixes a problem in the industry. So many people look at the Ethereum blockchain, yeah, it's got the first mover advantage, but ultimately it really is like slow. It is very, very slow, and that's a little bit of a niggly issue. Another one here is Blockflare. They did a presentation on it, which is A3 in terms of their fundamental report on it. And also one here, which is, I think it's Insight, a Thunderstrat company. Another one, special report on Zilliqa making a competitive play to capture the open finance market, which is also very, very key. And this one highlights a lot more information in terms of like revenue. Zilliqa research could capture 120 million in revenue by 2025. All kinds of interest in terms of this as well. in terms of their own little, their own little network, their ecosystem to develop other companies building on the Zilliqa platform. Obviously going through how big Open Finance is, their enterprise layer, how big it kind of technically is realistically. And then you go into the aims of what I've just mentioned, Zilliqa Capital and Zil Hive moving forward. So this has been given a really, really good review, really, really good interest in this, which is why I'm, pretty bullish on it overall. When you think of the facts that it's going to tackle most of stuff, so you've got Zil Swap, right, which is basically Uniswap on the Zilliqa platform. Imagine that with the ERC20 tokens being able to be used through it. That's mega. You've obviously got Zil Pay, which is essentially like MetaMask, but it's on the Zilliqa platform. You can attach it to your. It's here actually. Bear with me. I'll just show you it. It's there. Cool. That's Zilliqa. So you can use that very, very easily, connected to Zil Swap. You've obviously got the main thing, which is obviously the staking, and then you've got the other stuff coming out in the future, the dApps and stuff like that. Pretty damn good. So let's look at excitable kind of levels to kind of jump in on. In my opinion, wow, I'm looking at Bitcoin. It's going pretty savage this morning. So let's have a little look at the weekly time frame, just to make things clear. So I've talked about this on Twitter. Feel free to look at my Twitter, by the way. And I believe that, where is it? Where's my tweet gone? I've lost my tweet. I did a tweet on this recently, right? So let me just find it. Feel free, as I say, follow me. There's a tweet here regarding the transactions, right? Growth. How quickly they're getting the transactions up on Zilliqa. It's going up massively in terms of the ecosystem. It's like realistically it's flying. When you look at like the stats here, you can see very, very quickly that the transactions are actually growing very, very fast. And when you start to compare that with other companies, that is really, really good. Obviously, the growth is going to continue with the world of ZilPay, with the fact of obviously Zilliqa Swap as well. Huge. But when you look at the fact of like what certain things do on Twitter in terms of engagement and kind of interest, I put this tweet out saying about obviously Ethereum two years away from finishing, and it is virtually what it is anyway as Zilliqa. Look at the engagement on that tweet. It's absolutely savage. This community knows exactly what is happening with Zilliqa going forward and why a lot of people now are starting to back it. A lot of bigger influencers in the space in terms of writing reports on it, big companies starting to look at it as well. That is like a big massive thing and a big wake-up call to anyone looking at it. So let's look at some investment levels, because it's a lot easier obviously looking at investment levels. As I mentioned before with my Twitter, please do follow me. I put a tweet out regarding this chart alone. This chart was absolutely savage realistically. When you look at this, when you look at the fact of what it did, from there, low to high, retraced the 618 on the nose, and then off we go. Went right up to this level, we rejected off it. We need to basically get above that 3 cent mark. But when we're looking at overall dollar cost averaging and looking at these levels, we've got to look at where things have been. Level there, obviously you can see it's like a massive, massive level. That is what, miles away from this point essentially, right, in my opinion. When we're looking overall though, we've got to look and respect these previous levels. So the first level is basically 1.3 cents, right? Which is miles away from here, which is a big, big level. We've obviously got the 0.17, which is like tiny, and then we've got where we are right now. Okay, 3 cents. So we got 3 cents, you got roughly 2.5 cents, and then you got 0.17 cents, and you got 0.13 cents as potential areas where key levels are. However, we have been a lot lower, and realistically, I would love us to go back down here again. Like, this is where I was buying and accumulating little bits even, and then I did a big one. So it's pretty cool over that May period of when I got in, but it has held so well. When you look at the facts of everything, when you look at like how Bitcoin has reacted, how things have moved, and how obviously little dumps have happened, this has been actually really, really strong and really, really good, and hasn't retraced nowhere near as much as any other coins, because there's so many coins off the exchanges now on staking and being staked and earning that passive income. That passive income for maintaining the network is going to be key. That is going to increase the flow of the tokens, the increase of transactions, obviously the interest as well, the scarcity of it with less tokens being on the open market. So I really do believe this is going to be a very, very strong coin. In terms of future price predictions, I don't like doing them in all fairness, but I would be absolutely shocked if this is not above 20 cents or at least its all-time high, in my honest opinion. I know a lot of people message me and go, oh, it's going to go to like $2-3, but we've got to look at the facts here of market cap. Let's just do a little quick comparison before we go, right? We're at 323 million, right? Let's look at Ethereum as an example, right? 70 billion, right? If someone said to me, Zilliqa would be worth 2 billion in market cap, I would snap hands off for that. That is a nice number, in my honest opinion. That would put it, you know, in current market conditions, let's go for that, in the top 20, right? Just say, for example, that could easily be a very nice 20 to 30 cents in terms of market cap, valuation of the price, and the market capitalization, essentially, if we're looking at that overall. So, you know, between that 20 and 30 cents is quite a good number. Between $2 and $3 billion market cap is huge, in my opinion. But we don't know what's going to happen in the market. If Ethereum is going to take a full 2 years and people are very, very frustrated and they know that they can go to Zilliqa very, very quickly and easily and just use that, the token flow is going to send it one way only. It's going to go up. We know it because of token flow. That's how utility tokens work. The more transactions, the more usage of the fees, the bigger the volume, the bigger the interest, the bigger the price, the more people use it because they know that they can save so much more in terms of utility. No one's going to pay $5 to send one coin one way, then send it back or whatever. It's crazy. It's the amount that you lose in the time as well. So, who knows? But as I say, we've got the whole big element here of Ethereum being at literally 70 billion right now. What if that little Zilliqa right now at 300 million, you know, chips away at it? Huge potential there. Huge potential. It could even hit the top 10 realistically long term. We don't know. But that is one coin for the undervalued portfolio, in my opinion. I feel that it is, due to its throughput, due to the fact that it has sharding, Zil Swap, Zil Pay, staking all live right now. That bridge could really send it, in my opinion.